Helena, and welcome to Chapel Groups. Thank you so much for joining us. We're thrilled to have you here this afternoon. Before we get started, I have a few reminders for you. As always, the Outlet podcast is dropping next Tuesday on Spotify. Take a listen to the podcast for students by students. We were not created to do life alone. Life is better when we're together. You have the opportunity to connect with other students on a deeper level by joining the first season of Life Groups. Make new friends and develop long-lasting friendships this Friday at 3 p.m. Make sure you visit llaministry.org to get all the event links, watch past chapels, and get connected. To stay up to date with the latest news about Campus Ministries, follow at Campus Ministries on Instagram. That's all for today. I hope you enjoy Chapel Groups.
Welcome to another episode of Room Tours. This is our second episode, and I'm glad to do it again. We're going to do another interview today, and our first person we're going to interview is Lene. Before we get into the interview, let me tell you a little bit about this. So, Room Tours is we interview some of our own peers, and we see what's in their room, and we kind of just get a feel for what their room's like, and maybe we can grab something from their room. Maybe they have like the cool light setup or a cool desk setup, and we can maybe implement that into our own rooms. So let's dive into our first interview. So our first interview is going to be with Lene, and we're going to teleport to a room in 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, Lene? How you doing?
Hi.
Hi, good to see you. How's your day been?
It's been good.
Awesome. Hey, can we get a quick pan of your room? Just to get a little tour of it.
So this is my room.
Nice. Ooh, I like the art on your wall. That's awesome. Nice room. So, what inspired you to have those type of graphics on your wall?
I like to paint a lot. Painting has always been part of my family.
Okay. That's awesome. Is there something in your room that you use on the daily, like something you use all the time?
My computer, definitely my computer.
Yeah, I bet a lot of us always use our computer a lot. Is there something that you would recommend for others that's in your room? Would you recommend anything in your room for others to get for their own rooms?
Definitely a phone stand, because when your computer camera doesn't work, you could just use your phone for Zoom.
Yeah. I actually have one right here too. It's really helpful and useful. Well, anyways, thank you so much for letting us in your room and seeing what you have in your room. That was awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Wow, that was a great room. I really love the art in her room. That was awesome. We have one more interview, and it's with Devin, and we're gonna teleport in his room in 3, 2, 1.
Hey!
What's up, Devin? How you been?
I've been doing great. I've just been chilling. Yeah.
Awesome. Do you think you could just give us a quick pan of your room?
Sure.
Let's see it. Ooh, Legos, perfect. Nice. That's sweet. Awesome. Hey, have you always played with Legos or something like that? All the time?
Legos have been really influential in my life. It's been probably one of the only toys that I've had in my room since I was really young.
I used to play with Legos all the time. Hey, is there something in your room that you use all the time and
probably my computer.
Yeah, your computer.
Yeah, definitely computer. Same as Lene. You have to have something that you can connect with people around, especially during this time of just having nothing to do.
Right.
So.
And especially for school, it's necessary for
yes,
you to have.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Is there something in your room that you would recommend for others to get?
Get this cool robot over here. This cool droid right here. This is RM89.
Wow. That's a crazy robot. That's awesome.
There we go.
That's sweet. That's awesome. Do you use that all the time?
Yeah. Just a little droid that I just have around.
Yeah,
just
it's all.
to just play with.
Yeah, it's cool to always have something that so that you're never bored or like something just to play around with. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Devin, thank you for showing us your room. That was really awesome. And have a great rest of your day.
You too.
See ya.
Have you ever felt motionless, gripped with fear? Or have you ever been overwhelmed with anxiety? Well, I want to let you know that you're not alone. You see, this year has brought enough chaos to all of our lives to make even the most hopeful among us a little anxious for what's to come next. You see, from the Australian bushfires, COVID-19, the economic recession, school closures, Black Lives Matter protests, and the wildfires in California, man, this year has been a lot. Though, even before this crazy year, we're all experiencing anxiety in Americas, and teenagers in particular was already on the rise. At times, you may find yourself assuming the worst is always going to happen, or having panic attacks, or a significant change in your social, emotional, and physical well-being is always occurring. But I want to remind you that God is still with us and that His presence is unchanging. Even through all the chaos of life, we can look to God for reassurance. Remind yourself that God has said He will never fail you and that He will never abandon you. The Lord is our helper, so we do not have to be afraid. What can mere people do to us? In Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8, it says that Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He is constant, so don't hesitate to turn towards Jesus. The Bible is filled with countless stories of God addressing our anxieties and fears. Like in the story of Moses, when he is afraid to speak before Pharaoh, or with Esther, when she had to present herself before the king on behalf of her people, or when the disciples were gripped with fear that the storm would overtake their boat while Jesus slept in the boat. You see, in all those cases, God showed up in a miraculous way, and He brought comfort and addressed the very thing that gave them fear. But what happens when our worst fears come to fruition? When that thought which has given us so much anxiety becomes realized? We did everything in our power. We used all the resources we had available. We prayed to God and we sought Him out, and still our worst nightmare happens. What happens when God is not able to save us from our fears? In Mark chapter 5, Jairus' daughter is at the point of death. The fear of losing his daughter brings him to the feet of Jesus. And just when it looks like there may be a slice of hope, Jairus gets the worst news. A messenger arrives and says that his daughter has died, and there's no need to bother the master. In response, Jesus says, "Do not be afraid, but have faith." You see, Christ is willing to step into our lives and give us hope, even when it seems too late. Once at their home, Jesus clears the room out, and He gives life back to the young girl through His words. You see, when God is with us, we need not be overtaken by fear. When we have faith in the one who is willing to step into our story and address our anxieties head on, then we can rest assured that we are safe. You see, this upcoming week, I want to encourage you to look at your life and acknowledge that there are some things that you are afraid of right now. We can get anxious, fearing about what the future holds for us. And when those emotions start to get to be too much, I want to encourage you to go to these two verses. First, Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8, and Mark chapter 5, verses 21 through 43. God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Therefore, do not be afraid, just have faith.
Hey, my name is Faith, and at this time, a ministry director will now ask you a couple of questions. This is our chance to get to know someone else a little bit better and for someone else to get to know us. I invite you to unmute and turn on your cameras. Here we go.